Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today we're going to be installing this beautiful highlighted bob lace wig. She comes courtesy of YWigs and we're going to jump right into the install. So for starters, this is the packaging here. I worked with this company quite a few times, so you can definitely check out all my videos featuring their gorgeous units. This is what the wig looks like straight out of the box. Now let me tell you, highlights can be scary sometimes, but this one is made so beautifully that you're definitely gonna fall in love. I've also included some clips of the inside construction of the cap. This one was meant to be a side part and they did include some dark root. Sometimes when the blonde goes directly into the root, it kind of looks a little bit cheesy, so I'm happy they did it this way. I'm going to go in and tint the lace. Now I use an easy trick where I just use a foundation that'll match my skin tone and I'll buff it right into the inside of the lace. Sorry, the next few clips I'm going to show you in detail what I'm going to do to prep the wig before I put it on my head, but it was a little bit awkward to like hold the wig in frame and do it, so I did kind of buff it off camera. Now I'm going in with my blow dryer and I'm just going to go ahead on a high heat setting and pretty much work that in. I want it to be as dry as possible. That way when I put the wig on my head, I won't have a ton of makeup on, like my wig cap, my hair, my scalp. It'll just set it there so that it doesn't move. Now I'm going to go in and kind of press out the root a little bit. The root usually is pretty much wherever there's a lace. You kind of want it to be a little bit flat. This is going to help the wig to look overall melted. From here, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess lace. Now, for some people, they have tons and tons of questions, or they may be a little bit nervous on installing and cutting off the lace. Now, I highly recommend that you cut off the lace while the wig is off of your head. That way you have a little bit more control and you can see exactly what you're doing. Again, I'm trying to like hold the wig up in frame and do it so it's a little bit awkward, but you guys see, just hold the wig up. You can lay it on a mannequin head, you can lay the wig on a countertop, or you can do exactly what I'm doing and you can kind of just follow. You want to cut lace and you don't really want to cut too much into the hairline. If you cut a little bit in there, it's not going to hurt or damage the wig at all. It may even make it look a little bit more natural when the hairline is imperfect. But yeah, just go in and cut as close as you can to that hairline. If you wanted to mimic your hairline, you can definitely cut into the lace to kind of like, if you have a widow's peak, you can cut around that. You can, if your sideburns come up a little bit further, just different ways that your hairline goes, you can customize your lace to abide or act accordingly. Also, there's usually lace in the back. I'm going to cut that off and I'm going to adjust the straps so they can go really tight and kind of hug the nape of my neck really well, and this is pretty much what it should look like. I'm going to go ahead and use one of the wig caps that they provided. It's a great idea to use the products that come free with your wig just because why not, but obviously it is a little bit too light for my complexion, so I'm going to use that same foundation I used to tint the lace and I'm just going to go in and add a little color. Now smart me, this is a side part wig and I kind of applied the foundation down the center, so I'm going to go ahead and add concealer at the end anyway, so it's not really a big deal, but make sure you add the foundation on the cap wherever the parting is going to sit, and that's just going to help everything look really good. Now if you look at the wig, you can see how much movement and body it truly has. I really love this. It's nice and fluffy and feathery. It's not weighed down, it's not stiff, it's absolutely beautiful, and it also is pre-plucked. You can see around the front center it's a lot more pre-plucked than on the sides, but that's pretty much all you need. Typically you just see the front center like when you're wearing a bob. So from here we're going to go ahead and start the install process, and it should be super simple. We're going to go with a glueless install. I'm just going to use a holding hairspray to kind of bond it down. I'm going to use a blow dryer to, make it work for me. I do the center, then I'm going to do one side, then the other side, and then we'll meet back up to do the rest of the styling of this wig. As I mentioned before, this wig was pre-plucked. Sometimes you can see how pre-plucked it is once it's installed a little bit better. I don't know, it's something about the lace bonding down to your scalp or your hairline. Even though I'm using a glueless install, that just makes it so apparent of how good the hairline truly is. On the sideburns, I did notice there's like a little bit of a ribbon that I was just showing you. It kind of prevents you from being able to have the sideburn look the way I want it to with this wig, but it also is a good thing because if you want to go for a glueless install, that ribbon, you could kind of like bend it towards your face and it kind of will hold the wig in place in that area, if that makes any sense. It kind of acts as like maybe an anchor or something, so that way the wig doesn't slide and it just fits super seamless. I'm gonna see, or you're gonna see in a minute, that I'm gonna cut around that ribbon on this side so that the wig still fits. If you kind of look right now, you can see that the wig kind of goes over the ear, and you don't want it to do that. Normally I would cut like straight back and cut this whole section off so that it fits around the ear, but you really can't cut through that ribbon. So I'm gonna cut around it, and that ribbon piece is gonna sit in front of the ear and it's gonna fit like a glove. Now this one definitely doesn't need baby hair. If you do too much baby hair, it's going to make it look a little bit cheesy in my opinion because of the highlights, and it's a nice classy bob. It's just going to make it do too much, but I did want a little bit something to marry like one side of the parting to the other. So you guys see, I just did a little something, and everything else I'm going to just slick down and make it super sleek. All the product I'm using in this video are linked in the description box, and of course the wig is linked there as well. I love using my electric hot comb. You can see how worn and used it is. This is definitely a staple, and if there's one product that I recommend you purchase from this video, it would definitely be the electric hot comb. It definitely works wonders. No matter what products you prefer, this is going to help everything look good and melted. And as you guys see, I kind of wanted it to look super you know, like done and pre-plugged or plugged in the front, but I didn't want to pluck anything out. I wanted to keep this install super simple, so by pressing it out, it kind of made it super good and exactly what I wanted. There was a little bit of frizz, and I think it's due to the bleaching or processing, so I did use my wax stick and that did a great job. I'm gonna go in and feather it and show you guys what it will look like with curls. It curls super nicely, and then we'll come back at the end and you guys will see how nice it's gonna look when you do like a straight blunt bob with a little bump at the ends. Okay, I feel like every time I have like 2 minutes to myself before the kids return is when I find myself having the most technical difficulties. My camera just died, and then the door that closes where the battery is fell off, and the camera doesn't turn off unless the camera doesn't turn on unless the battery like door is closed. Just drama, but like I said, I have a few minutes before the kids return, so I figured this probably would be the best time to talk about the hair out loud with you guys before I wrap it up. You guys seen I got kind of excited and started to curl it and put some body into it. Now I really did like that, but I kind of felt like, okay, you're getting busy and you're doing too much. Sometimes less is more. Now as far as the rest of the hair, I really do like this one. Sometimes it's hard to pull off highlights, especially like the contrast of like highlights with dark hair. Sometimes it can look really cheesy. I don't think that's the case with this one. I really like the way it looks. Now the thing about blonde is sometimes it gives off a little bit of a frizziness on it, so I was able to use the Care wax stick to go ahead and fix that. Okay, so this is pretty much the finished look. I am rocking with some new lighting these days, so forgive me if it's a little bit too bright. I'm not really sure how it's coming up in the viewfinder. It looks really good, but it might be a little bit too blinding. It's definitely very hot, so let me know what you guys think of that. The wig itself, as I said before, came from YWigs. You guys know I love to work with this company, and I definitely love the way this one came out. It's highlights, it's tasteful, it's beautiful. It can be very classy, especially since it's done in a bob. Sometimes highlights looks more classy in a bob opposed to like wet and wavy hair. So let me know what you guys think of this one. I have all the details, including a link to this wig, in the description box. Also, I got a new flat iron. I got a lot of new hot tools these days. I was in Missouri over the weekend, and I picked up a new flat iron. You guys know I love my babyless flat irons, but the other one is just getting a little bit too old. I've had it for too long, and I actually am surprised I've never purchased this one. This one is smaller than the other one, and I feel like it curls a little bit better. It has less heat than the other one, but you definitely cannot tell the difference. I got a new T3 blow dryer, a curling iron, a blow dryer brush, just so many different goodies to share with you guys. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed, turn on your post notifications, go ahead and like this video, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!